Welcome to this video on what's new for Visual Studio Code 1.116 that was released in April 2026. Follow along as I demo the new features. Enjoy! As you can see, I started here in the Visual Studio Code Insiders version. The reason is that the Visual Studio Code team is making a little bit of noise on a new app that is part of Visual Studio Code that helps you with agent sessions. And it's now for the second time that they provide updates on that as part of their release notes. I'm briefly covering this topic so you can follow along with the updates that happen in this part of the application, or this separate application actually. So now you can, from the welcome page, if you scroll down a little bit, click on the Try Out New Agents app. They did rename it. They now put insiders behind the name of it. So it's now called Visual Studio Code Agents and then Insiders. So you know it's only part of the Insiders edition. So there's several topics that they changed. One of them is that you can choose the reasoning level. So if you select a model, you hover over the model, and then you can choose the thinking effort or the reasoning level. It's a little bit different from Visual Studio Code because there you get an arrow that indicates that you can, expand the menu. But here you need to hover over the reasoning level, and then you can get and set it to, for example, low. As you can see, it now changes to low, and I can set it back to medium, which is default. If you start planning something, so like plan the refactoring in hash, let's see, the flights controller to improve maintainability, start with the most complex method first. And because I'm using the word plan, it should start in plan mode because the CLI does support planning. So you can use /plan in the CLI to start the plan agent that you would use in Copilot local, or I mean the local agent in Visual Studio Code. So yeah, this command in the CLI should mimic that. While it is busy, there is a very small update, which is that the Files tab is now shown by default. Here on the right hand side, it shows you actually the files, and once Copilot makes changes to files, you can go to Changes, and then you would see the changes appearing here. The next topic is they did some improvements on response, session response, some theming and rendering improvements. For me, it's hard to show. But let's get back to what we were doing here. And as you can see, it's actually going to plan mode. So you might recognize this from Visual Studio Code. It's asking questions to get more information on whatever we are trying to achieve. I can click here on the plan, and it would open up the plan so I can take a look at whatever it's going to plan, and then either approve and exit, then it wouldn't execute the plan. Interactive, then it will go in interactive mode and ask for approval for every step. And the default selection here is autopilot, which would cause Copilot to go in YOLO mode, meaning you don't get any approval questions. It will just execute everything it needs to do to implement this. That's a quick highlight on the planning mode that is also supported here. And looking further, so apart from the way I started the Agents app, you can also start the Agents app from the Start menu. So you'll find it back in the start menu, and there's a way to start it from the command bar. Let me first stop this session and then go back to Visual Studio Code. And then from the command bar, there is the chat open agents application, and that does exactly the same. It opens up this new application. So that was it for the Visual Studio Code agents session or agents application. And let's continue with the other features. As you know, Copilot can handle terminal scripts, execution, inputs, outputs, and the way it handles this is improving every time again. So to demo this, I created a little demo script that will read two values from whatever I input and then would combine them in the output. So it's I'm asking for the name of the project and the programming language, and then it would return creating a new language project named and then the name of the project. What happens if I ask Copilot to run this script? Let me close it. Run the hash demo in the terminal. It will ask me for input, and there are several things I can do. First, of course, I need to allow it to run because it's not aware that it is allowed to run that. And then it asks the questions in the question carousel. So maybe you have not seen this before. I hadn't, to be honest. So you can do two things. You can answer them here, or you can click the focus terminal, and then you can answer them directly in the terminal. So I'll answer them here, test project. You can just press enter to go to the next question. And then it asks, obviously, for the programming language. And then I can press enter, and then we need to take a careful look at what it does in the thinking, because actually in the thinking you can now see all of the details, that it sent those two questions, that it got the answers, and then it comes back with the result. And there's some optimization that you can't see because what it previously did when it got something like this read host, so prompt from the script, it would do another LLM call to verify if it had something to do with progress or if it has something to do with input that needed to be provided. And now that LLM round trip has been prevented, reducing the amount of tokens needed to process these kind of questions. We can take a look back maybe in the thinking. So it did ask us for these two, or it found these two questions. And let's see if it's, check the terminal output to see the next prompt, check terminal output. The first answer was accepted, and now it's asking for the programming language. So you can actually see which questions it's asking and that they were actually answered. So that has improved big time. The customizations view that was introduced a few versions ago has had a small update. So if you open it up now, it contains a home page. So you can access it by clicking here on the home button. And it contains actually the same links that you see on the left-hand side, and it contains an entry point to customize your own agent. The funny thing is, the title says customize your agent, but as you can see from the description, you can describe your preferences and conventions to draft agents, but also skills and instructions. So what I've seen by experimenting with this feature, it really depends on what you're trying to achieve, and it will decide on its own what customization it will implement. So I've literally asked for an agent, and then it decided for itself that it needed to implement a skill instead. So yeah, be prepared for that. It is just a prompt window, so I can ask here a question like build an agent that gives me a nice tip slash advice that I didn't ask for. And as you can see, it marks send to chat. So on the background, it is now running in chat. So I'll get back there after I covered the rest of this. So as you can see, we get agents, skills, instructions, hooks, MCP servers, and plugins. And you get some additional buttons, for example, to create a new hook, because if you click hooks, it just takes you to the tab hooks. And if you click new, it will just start the /create hook command. And yeah, depending on which type, you will have a different button. I would like to cover a little bit more here because you might not have seen this, but you can also filter here, or switch actually from local, which is the regular agent, to Copilot CLI. And as you can see, the prompts disappear because they are not supported in CLI. And if you have the Claude agent enabled, you will see that the plugins also disappear. So it depends a little bit on which agent you select, on what customizations you have. Maybe something else to show you, because I didn't show that in the previous videos on this. If you, for example, click the plugins directory, so plugins is actually a zip file. A plugin is a zip file that contains multiple customizations. So it can contain skills, it can contain custom agents, it can contain hooks, all in one zip file. So I have, for example, noob mode, and these come from a marketplace, and marketplace is actually a Git repository. You can click the browse marketplace, and because I installed the marketplaces that are available, you get the plugins that are available. You can do the same through the extensions view. So this is another visualization on top of the same functionality. There's a plus button to create plugins yourself. Then you get to create, this is to add a marketplace. There is another button, create plugin, and there you get to select the skills, the hooks, and the MCP servers that you would like to include in your plugin. And if you click MCP servers, you get the opportunity to stop and start them. And to disable them, if you want, you can right click, at least, let's see, it's probably not available for all, but here you can see I can disable an MCP server, and you can click plus to add an MCP server. So this takes you again to the marketplace or any other option to add an MCP server. So there's a lot going on here. It's a great central place to customize your instructions and your agents and skills, etc. So take a look at it, and I hope it helps you. This version of VS Code contained quite some features that were really hard to demo, or not even demoable at all. So one of them is that GitHub Copilot is now built into Visual Studio Code by default. So if you have VS Code already installed, of course, you can continue to work the way you have been doing so far. But if you have a clean machine and you install VS Code, Copilot is there without having the need to install an extension. There were some terminal improvements. There were improvements based on debugging Copilot sessions, and some more features. So please check out the release notes. I think I picked out the most important, the most interesting updates. And if you have feedback, then please let me know. Thank you.